Hi, everyone. I'm Ivan from Hong Kong. So today's my topic is about content strategy. I try not to overrun because I accidentally added a few more slides last night because I did some tests in some SEO stuff. So here's my background. I've been doing like testing of SEO and the WordPress since 15 years ago. And I also like to do a lot of things with WordPress, so which is why I come here to do some sharing and for the community as well. So today, I'm going to cover a few things. The first thing is something called content multiplication strategy, because as a SME owner and a solopreneur, normally we do not have enough resources to promote, compete with the big guys, right? So we have to leverage with whatever resources we have to reach out as many potential customers as possible. So that is one strategy. And then the other thing I will share will be a really simple concept about the lead generation. And I do have the bonus tips, which I did add last night because I did a test and it did triple my impression from the Google, which I will show you how to do it. So first thing first. So the content strategy is basically I use one source of the contents and then try to multiply it and then put it in different channels in order to increase the reach. So the reach is everything, no matter if it's for the SEO or for the social media platform as well. So this is the 1 to 5 content strategy I use. So basically, everything starts with a single video. And then I put the video into the Facebook, YouTube, and then the LinkedIn, because all these platforms, they embrace video more. So they basically will deliver more reach to your potential customer, and which is the organic reach, way better than just text and images. And then after that, I just use tools, which is online. I convert the YouTube into the MP3, and then I use a tool called Anchor, which is a free tool. It can use your MP3 and then they will submit to the Apple and Google and Spotify as a broadcasting tools. So basically a single video goes to 3 different platforms and then you convert into MP3 and then put it in a broadcast as well. After that, because what I share in Hong Kong is Cantonese, and I do not know how to type Chinese basically, but I do need the contents in the text format in order to rank in the Google or even in the YouTube as well. So I use service like from the Upwork or the Fire in order to get my Cantonese speaking transcribed into like the text base. After that, I got pretty decent content. I can put it back to my blog, which is a WordPress blog, right? So this is what I do in order to use a minimal effort in order to reach a maximum audience as much as I could into different format. And the way I do it, because I do not have the really like budget for having a studio and things like that. So in this particular company, which is a digital agency, consultancy company, it's only me. So I have to do everything on my own with the limited resources. So this is how I do it. I call that rest duo, which is I do it in the restroom. So it's a restroom studio. So basically it means that I woke up in the morning and then I feel good about it, and then I take my phone and then I do the recording. It's as simple as that, right? But it's not very named, right? I did something to make my restroom like a studio. So basically I go to Taobao to buy a curtain, which is a green screen, basically, and then you can hang it in your restaurant, right? So which means you have a green screen with everything set up. You can do that for like in 2 minutes, and then you are done. And then you get some lighting. They call it like a KOL lighting. You just stuck your iPhone there, and then it will make your face brighter, right? So that costs you probably like $40 US to get the setting for your studio. Isn't that cheap? That's great, right? And then I just use an app which can simply take out of my background of the green screen, and then I can put anything at the back. and then make it look professional. So I will show you a video. So I do it all in the iPhone, as simple as that. You can see that I got a background with some kind of lighting, right? This, oh, the color isn't showing very good here. So this is just a background color, but I can make it like very professional things, and then you can see something like jumping, shooting, which is all done by iPhone. So this is my way to do it, and this is a single video I do, and then I produce into text and then at the MP3. And this single strategy make my consulting business, because it actually reach out a lot of people, and they find me for education, online course, offline course, or consultancy services. It generally actually like 15,000 US in 5 months times. So it's just a single strategy to get the words out as much as you could do. So the other thing I would like to share would be a very simple concept you could do for the lead generation. There's tons of plugins you could use, like Animator or Gutenberg, of course, to do a pretty decent page. The idea of having a landing page is that you want to capture a lead. The lead could be an email, could be a telephone number, or you just want them to send you a message from the Facebook Messenger. So you have to know what you want to get first. So that will be a simple idea of the lead page. For example, you offer them something, and then you get the information. It's a fair deal. It's a trade, right? So if they don't want to give you information, which means your deal isn't good enough, so you need to improve it. So the more traffic you get there, the more sales lead you should be able to convert. So that will be the idea. And this is a very simple marketing funnel you could easily find nowadays. So basically, you put loads of traffics on the top, and then some of them, they will sign up as a leads, and then you need to qualify those leads. And then after that, you may talk with your client more, and then they will become customer. So that is the idea of the conversion. So you do need to know every single step, how much percentage can be converted for your funnel. And traffic is important, but the other thing which is more important would be the conversion. Imagine you have like, I don't know, 10,000 traffics, but only 1% of them, they will sign up, give you the contact number. So it's only like 100 people. But if you could increase the percentage of the conversion by adjusting or putting the right content at the right place, you could reach out like 3% of the conversion. That would be like 300 leads in a month. So that will be triple your business, basically. And the way you do is you structure your site or you structure your landing page the way you want them to do. You need to have some information or guideline to lead them to the signing page or to the fill up the email, things like that. So another example, if you want some white paper things, you need to leave the information and then they will follow up. But how do we attract them to give out the information? Because it's like a personal information, the name, the email, or the telephone number. So the short answer is you give them something free, maybe useful, and sometimes it might be friendly. So that would be the things. And there's 8 different types of thing you could actually offer to them, depends on your business. It could be a white paper, if you're doing software, things like that. It could be a webinar registration, consulting service. You could offer like 15 minutes or the accounting consultation service for free, and coupon and free trial. If you do want to have the physical address to mail them something, of course, you're going to get the address. You need to mail some like a really for example, a cosmetic sample. You need to mail to them so you can get the information, the address as well. And there's a few ways, not just for getting the email. You could actually get other sorts of information from your potential customer. That's what I do. For that particular agency, the consulting agency I do, I collect email. I have started like 6 months ago, and I collect 1,400 email. And then there's something called web push. I'm not sure you guys have familiar with, when you go to a website, they will say, do you want to receive web notifications? And then you can click allow or no thanks, right? If you have clicked allow, right? I see you, yes, yeah. Do you know how to unsubscribe? Yeah, you know? How do you do that? From Chrome, go to the settings, right? Yeah, that's not easy, right? For normal user. So that is good, which means you subscribe and you can never leave. That is another channel. And it is good for people, they do not want to give up their personal information because you only push information from the browser, right? So that is the web applications, which WordPress has a plugin for that, which is from One Signal. The other one I use will be the Facebook chatbot because I upload video to the Facebook page, YouTube, etc. Over time, I got like 900 people who like my page, and then 311 of those, they text me something. They ask me a single question, things like that. As long as they ask me a question, they will be automatic subscribed to my list, and then I can broadcast information to them. But if you do that, you do need to be careful because Facebook keep changing their rules, their regulations. So if you push too much, you might be got banned from some of those methods. But now, if I publish a new articles or a new video, you don't just put it there and then wait whether it can grow organically. You do not want to do that. You have to be more aggressive on that. So once you collect those, I all collect all those methods from 0 user up to this point. Once I have a new contents, I just blog to everyone. And then it helps YouTube to rank my video as well, because the first 24 hours is a golden period for YouTube if they choose whether they rank you up or no. So this is the way I do it as a SME with limited resources. So the other thing I would like to talk would be how to implement the SEO strategy in WordPress. In WordPress, we all know it is really easy to do SEO. This is one of the, actually it's the top one, which is SEO friendly for CMS system. So basically, I would like to talk a little bit about how does it work in terms of SEO. In simple terms, it's only one sentence. Its relevancies and popularity. In SEO terms, it will be for the keywords and the backlink, mainly for the backlink. Of course, you could have like internal link as well, but backlink actually helps a lot. You guys know what is backlink, right? Anyone who, okay, I can see that, yeah. And this guy, you know this guy? He was the CEO in Google, and then there was an interview that the reporter kept like pushing him to the corner that how many ranking signals are in Google? That reporter said, we know it's only like 50 reasons why we rank this website based on that keywords, that keyword. And then he slipped out that there's like 200 different ranking signals in order to rank a particular keywords to show up your website or not. But of course, we do not, or we should not, need to do everything like this. It doesn't make sense. We only do those really, really important ones. So this is a normal search SERP, which is search engine result page. As you can see, normally a search result will show you the title, links, description, and sometimes you can see site links. So it gives you more information about this site, but as you can see, some results, they do not have site links. So this is something you can do with your site in terms of a technical SEO aspect to reach out more. The other thing, for the mobile search engine result page, you have a different order. You have a favorite icon, and then the link, and then normally just title and description. So for that icon, most of the people, they will put their logo there. Can you tell me what is that? You can see that. Oh, you really have a good site. You do see that. You see the long one there. Oh, you can see that, right? Okay, excellent. But most of them, because it's too small, they cannot see that, right? So in my case, I put just an arrow there because it's interesting that people will follow. If I point this, your sponsor, you follow that, right? So if I point to my link, you click that. It's weird, but they do. So I'm just trying to do all the little things in order to attract the people. They go to my website. So that's the idea. because it's in competition, right? You need to do something a little bit more than your competitor. And based on my statistic of my website, so basically 70% of the users, they're using mobile over desktop and tablet. Now, maybe 75 now. So if you know these figures, when you do a website, when you design a website, you should do is mobile first strategy instead of nowadays. Still a lot of people, they would do a design for the desktop first, and then they would do a mobile, or they don't care about mobile, but that is weird. So we should do that the other way around, or putting the right percentage to do the mobile as well as the desktop. So the other thing I would like to talk about, anyone know what is meta keywords? Meta keywords, yes? Do you know it's still using? No, yes, okay. So basically, Google didn't use it 10 years ago. So I still see some website, they put meta keywords in their website. You can still put it there, but it doesn't work anymore. So if you hire someone who do it for you, if they tell you that it's important to do meta keywords, so you know they're living in like 10 years ago. So the technology actually changed a lot. And Google doesn't use it, and Bing doesn't use that as well. The other thing I would like to highlight would be the algorithm. I won't tell all of those. I will mainly focus on this one, which is in 2015. There's two things which happened. One thing is mobile, which is a big update for the algorithm. The other one is rendering. Rendering is the first big data deep learning system they use in order to learn how we use the Google, how we type things, how we search things. For example, if you go to Google, if you type Apple, you do not expect it show up result for the Apple in terms of fruits, right? It should be iPhone, right? It shouldn't be the fruits, right? So basically, they are learning what we type, the rationale behind our searching, the reason we are really searching for. So that is the idea of the rendering. And they have been learning our pattern for search for 4 years now. So they are getting really smart now. But the other thing is, if we know all this, how do I know whether Google already know my site? And then if they don't even know my site, how do they actually show anything, right? So there's a syntax you could use. You could use your mobile to try now. You could go to your browser and then type site, : and then put your website there. It will show you, let me just click on that. It will basically show you whether your site has been indexed. For example, my site has been indexed, like 376 pages has been indexed in Google. They're in the Google database. If they're not in there, you're not getting any chance for people to search it. Because if your website, they're new, it won't be able to find in the database. So this is a syntax. If you, not just for the domain, if you publish a new content, a new blog post, you could search that blog post, whether it has been indexed in Google or not. So basically, the method is Google, they will crawl, they really crawl, from link to link, from page to page. And then they will discover whether your link exists, your website exists. And then they will have a look at your content, whether it is a good content or it is what we call thin content, which is useless. And then they won't put into the database. So it doesn't mean that you have 100 pages of your website, they will put it all there. They won't. Probably 90% they will do it there. So you have to try to put like a quality contents into your site in order to get found from the Google. And then once you got found, you know your content, your pages are in Google, you can optimize it to do like keywords, things like that. So the first thing, you got to be found in the Google. So there's a top 3 ranking signal out of the 200. So the keywords, which you already know, backlink, yes, you already know. And then the third one actually focus on the rendering, which is algorithm. So the rendering based on something called UX, user experience, and you will wonder how Google know the user experience, right? Anyone who are not using Gmail here? No, right? Anyone who are not using Chrome? Right? Anyone who are not using Google? No? Okay. Whoever you have website, do you use, anyone who are not using Google Analytics for their website? No, right? So basically, they know everything, right? How long they stay on your website, how many pages they have got, and what queries or keywords they search. So they know everything. So they knew the user, they like your content or not, right? So if they don't like your content, they will leave like after 5 seconds. So they have all the data to understand that your content is thin contents or they're useful. For example, in that search result, if someone searched for like English tutor, there's one here on the fourth. If more people click on the fourth result, and then they stay on that page longer, Google actually know that. And then if the third one, people go there and then they leave after like 10 seconds, Google also know that. So from over time, Google know that the fourth link, which is more useful to the user, and then they will move it up. So that is a user experience, and they collect the data from the user. But the other important thing is, how do you know what user want to search? Why do they want to make the search? You have to know why before you put the contents, right? So basically, there's few patterns user search. First of all, is the information. They look for information. So 80% of people, they Google, it's because they look for information. Maybe they are looking for any I don't know, new feature for the upcoming iPhone. That's a normal information, but maybe a little bit commercial reason they do that. The other one is a navigation. People, they type iPhone, they type Apple. That is a navigation, about 10% of those. And the remaining 10% is what we call a transactional intention. They want to buy an iPhone, for example. They type buy iPhone. They type iPhone coupon. They don't offer coupon much anyway, so you type iPhone and then free shippings. So those are the reason you are going to buy it. That is a transaction intention. So if you can target those keywords right into your content, you get the deal, right? So that is the idea. You need to find the right keywords. You need to know the search intention. So a very simple, not very simple, but some information. Yeah, Google, they are dropping their ad revenue while Amazon, they're growing. It's quite simple that if you go to Amazon, you don't look for information, right? You go to search a product and make the purchase. So which means if I'm a brand, I put advertising there, people click on that, we buy. So it's really straightforward. But in Google, they might be looking for just simply information, so they're not making the purchase. So that's why some brand, they actually put budget in the Amazon now. So that's why they're dropping. And also that is why Google, they see they change a lot in the interface as well, in the browser. If you search something, it shows a lot more information now, different kind of information also. So to do a really quick keyword research, which I don't think I have enough time though. So basically, a really quick one is, this is a Google Suggest, which is a free way to do it. You just type something and then you click space, and then it will give you tons of different words. And then you will have also, sometimes it will show something of related keywords here. And this is the second way to do it. And then the third way to do it is that you click on your competitor, and then you click back, and then, oh, it doesn't show up. Oh, let me try another one. I'm not trying to harm the SEO. It's not good for them. You guys know that, right? I only stay for 5 seconds and I go back. So the bounce rate are high, and then the duration time is low. I'm not teaching you to do that. I'm trying to show something else, but somehow it didn't work. I did a screen capture for that, so I will show you in a minute. It didn't show here. Maybe the keywords are not popular though. So if you, let's say if you click on a competitor and then you click back, and then it will show you a quick competitor research. It will show you something like this. Have any of you seen this? Right? So basically, whoever goes to your competitor, they're interested in that keywords as well. So now you know Google Suggest, you know related keywords, and then you know the competitor research. So that's 3 different ways you could do it. And don't overdo it, right? It's not good for your competitor, right? So content strategy. Normally, people tell you that if you want to have a good SEO for your website, you need to have a lot of content. You need to have a lot of updated content. Yes? Anyone think so? More contents, yeah? Okay. So I'm going to show you what I did, which is exactly opposite. So in Hong Kong, I got a site which show about WordPress stuff. I just say WordPress Hong Kong, and this is my site. Let me show you what this is. In that particular website, actually a blog, I only have 3 contents. That's it. And they are all done in less than a year, but almost a year. So they are less content and they are old. It's bad for SEO, right? So that's what I found. This is my graph. So let me just click on my Google Analytics. You can see that in real time. So basically, I did nothing since 1 year ago. I just put 3 blog posts in, and then the SEO keep rising. It's mine, but it requests my, it's really mine. I show you the image instead. Okay, so basically, this is an organic search, right? And then you can see that it's rising while I didn't have more new contents. And they're old. So what I did is that in every single content here, I can click on those. I can, this is written in traditional Chinese though. So let me show you how many words I've got there. I got like 6,000 words. Normally 6,000 words, if you're doing in English, is about 20,000 words. So I have a really in-depth article which cover a lot of the keywords, and whoever saw this article, they thought it is in-depth, right? You might share to other guys. You might put in your blog post saying this is a research in-depth on something. That is how you earn backlink. And it gives a chance to Google to understand your content more as well, because it's in-depth. And as I said earlier on, I do not know how to type Chinese. So how do I make a 6,000 word article? So basically, this topic is I'm asking 20 of my friends, what do you use for your WordPress theme? What do you use for your plugins? That's it. I just ask question, and then I find 20 friends. And then they give me information. I write nothing. Isn't it good? I do write something. I write introduction for like 100 words. I do my best, right? But basically, I do nothing. But in Hong Kong, there's no others who had a research for like the popular plugin and theme. So you can leverage that, save your time, and then make it like, you know, really good. And then you can also tell that guy who give you the information that we already published that with 20 different guys. Guess what they will do? Yes, exactly. They will share it. And then they will put it in the blog as well. That's how I earned the backlink for that. Even though it's an old content, it's only 3 pieces of blog posts. So that is a strategy. You need to have in-depth content, cover enough keywords, and earn the backlink along the time. You can see that it keep rising, but it did drop a little bit because it's really old. I should update a little bit, but I'm lazy. So just leave it like that as a test. So the length is important. So and I only have 2 minutes left, right? Is that for? Right, that's for the Q&A. So I will skip something. But they want to go, you guys want to go earlier, right? Because it's lunch, right? Okay, I will share this. Another thing, in that particular article I shared to you, you can see it's like a book. I got an index. I use a plugin in WordPress called Table of Content Plugins. It basically automatically generates, you use H2, H3, or H4 tag in your content. It will automatically generate index like this. It's like a book, right? And the good thing about it, if you search, if you click on those, it will actually go down to that area. So user doesn't need to scroll everything. They just can see what they want to easily. Also, if they search a particular keywords, it's not showing at the moment, but it has a higher chance it will show something like this, like a site link, if you do the table of contents. So that is the idea, to use a minimal effort in order to just leverage on the plugin to maximize the exposure in the Google search result. And also, URL actually matters a lot. I want to get some hands here. Anyone think that the first option is better for SEO? Anyone? The first. How about the second? Second. It seems almost the same, right? Basically, the first one is better for SEO because the second one, .html, it means nothing to Google. It's just HTML. So you don't require to have those. Okay, one more question. The first one, this is a page, but with the underscore. Second one is the dash. First, anyone first? I heard second. Anyone first? First one. No one dare to raise a hand? Okay, but you know why? Because underscore is basically a character for search engine, for Google. So basically, this keyword on the second one is this is a page, 4 different words. For this one, is this underscore, is underscore, a underscore page. No one is going to type this. But the old system, people actually use underscore as a folder. So that's why you can still see that. If you see your competitor using that, congratulate them. It's easy for you to outrank them, right? So the click-through rate, they're important, which means if people click on your search result, it's important, but how to do it, how to make it better. There are some research from different companies that if you have a bracket in your title, you actually increase people to click on that. It's silly, right? But people do. So basically, you bracket, and then you put like 2019, or 2020, or update version. People who are interested in the brackets. The other one, number. Let me show you. Actually, I can just show here. Anyone like the first one? 10 rules. Second is 7, and this is 13. Anyone like the first one? The first title. Anyone like it? Okay, second one. Anyone like it? The third one is missing, I know, but anyone like it? Okay. So some guy did a research over a million website. They found out that the odd number, people are more interested to click on it. And that guy, he got really tons of time. He did a further testing that which number actually get more people to click on it. And then they found out it's 7. Maybe lucky 7, I have no idea. So that's why you always see that 7 tips, 7, I don't know, how to get weight loss, things like that. It's 7, so people do that. But I did some tests in Hong Kong, in Asian market. 7 isn't a lucky number in Asian market, so we try different number. 8, yeah, exactly, yeah. So you need to try different things. And URL, if you have a less length URL, it's better for SEO. And some of them, they actually will hide the dates as well. Because if I'm looking for the latest strategy for SEO, I don't think you're going to click on the link who said published on 2006, right? You just hit it, and then people actually has no idea. And then that's just one of the way people do. And then you can put emotional hook, so you can rationalize your user, and then they will be more likely to click on your links as well. And the benefit driven, you have to be really sure what user get, because the time they're not impatient now. So you need to tell them what will they get when they click on the link. So that would be the idea. That's the plugin I was saying, the table of contents. All right, so the last one, so the bonus, which how do you triple your exposure in Google search? I did a test a week ago. That's why I add those new slides. I did 2 things. 1 month ago, I put a 10,000 word article here, as you can see. This is a search console. Anyone using Google Search Console? Yeah? Okay, so you guys know. So basically, I started putting content 4 months ago, and then it steadily grew because I put like 2 articles a week. And then after that, I want to make a testing. I put a 10,000 word article here. And then suddenly, it just spiked, right? But on the next day, it dropped back. So it doesn't work. It doesn't help overall my website SEO at all. But a week ago, I did something here, and then you can see it grows like crazy and still going up. So that method worked, which I tested last week. It's something called a single page. So a normal website, you have a really flat structures. especially in WordPress. You put a blog post, you do have select the category, I guess. But Alpha content, you put it there. It's just your domain and then your blog post URL, right? The other one, you can have a structure. Structure means that in my blog, 1/3 of those content are SEO, and then WordPress, and then other stuff. So I do select the category, not just in the WordPress. I explore the category link. I explore the category in the link as well. So in Google's, now it's not like a flat structure. I tell them that, like, here, SEO, this article, I got 30 of them. It's about SEO. I put the SEO wording on the link as well. So that's what I do. I have 96 blog posts. Before that, it is just simply having a link, which is a default setting of WordPress. But if you change it, you can put, this is a category. You can have the category in your link. And this is the only hack I did, a little thing I did. And then it grew like 3 times in Google for the impressions. But one thing you have to be careful. After you include your category in your URL, you have to do 301 redirections, which means whoever who had your link in the past, when they click on it, it will redirect to the new one. Also, if you do that, it will keep your SEO value as well. So really, really, last bit, because I found out that Google actually had a new plugin for WordPress yesterday, which is called Sidekits. The good thing about Sidekits is that they have a dashboard. You can easily see everything in WordPress, and you can collect your analytics, Search Console, and the page speed as well. And if you're a more advanced user, you can collect even more stuff, like Optimize or Tag Manager. And the good thing about that, if you go to your website, you have something new here. It will show you, if you're browsing that page as an admin login, you will see how many users is here in the maybe like 7 days history, and then how many people actually got it from the Google Search Console. It makes it easier for you to understand your website a little bit more. So this is a feature I like. And that's all, thank you. I don't know whether we have time for a question, but thank you very much.